When Rome conquered a city, victory was not just about territory. It was about power, control, and for the women of the vanquished, it often meant a fate far worse than death. Enslaved, humiliated, sometimes tortured, women became pawns in the Roman machine of war. Today, we uncover the harsh reality of what happened to these women after Rome claimed victory. Brace yourself, because history rarely spares the truth. To understand the fate of women after a Roman conquest, we need to understand Rome itself. Rome was an empire built on the idea of expansion. Every battle, every city conquered added wealth, power, and slaves to the empire. Roman soldiers didn't just fight enemies, they captured lives. Roman law considered conquered peoples spoils of war. Men could be killed, women and children often enslaved. For Rome, this wasn't cruelty, it was policy, a method to strengthen the empire, replenish labor, and reward soldiers. And for women, the consequences were immediate and devastating. After a siege, a city could be destroyed, its men executed, and its women taken. The fate of women was rarely left to chance. They were systematically cataloged: who would be sold, who would be kept, who would serve as concubines. Even today, it's hard to imagine the fear and despair they must have felt. Enslavement was the first, almost inevitable fate. Women captured in battle were marched to Roman camps where they were cataloged and assigned a purpose. Some were sold at public auctions, others were kept in households as domestic servants, concubines, or laborers. Pliny the Elder wrote about Roman households. Enslaved women could be educated, taught household management, were sometimes used for sexual purposes, but even when treated well, they had no freedom, no rights, and were constantly at the mercy of their masters. Many women were sold far from home, separated from family forever. Roman markets were infamous for this, with women auctioned like property. Refusal to obey could mean severe punishment or even death. Sexual slavery was one of the cruelest realities. Conquered women were often forced into concubinage or sexual servitude. Historians like Tacitus describe the plight of women during Rome's campaigns in Germania and Britain. Women who resisted were often subjected to brutal punishment, while those who complied could still face lifelong subjugation. It's important to note this was not limited to one region. From Gaul to Carthage, from Jerusalem to the Iberian Peninsula, Roman women captives shared a grim reality. Sexual exploitation was normalized and even justified as spoils of war. Refusal to comply with Roman orders could be deadly. Women who resisted enslavement or attempted escape faced harsh punishments. Historical accounts tell us of women who were beaten, whipped, or mutilated. Some were publicly humiliated in front of soldiers and civilians alike. In extreme cases, women were executed to set an example. Julius Caesar wrote of tribes in Gaul where women who tried to defend their homes or families were either killed or enslaved, while their children were taken as hostages. Public punishment served as a warning. Resistance was not tolerated. Some of the most infamous examples come from Rome's major conquests. Let's examine a few. Sack of Carthage, 146 BCE. After Rome defeated Carthage in the Third Punic War, thousands of women were enslaved. Roman soldiers marched captives through the streets, a chilling display of power. Many were sold, others forced into servitude. Gallic Wars, 58 to 50 BCE. Julius Caesar's campaigns in Gaul captured countless women. Women who resisted were often executed, while those who survived were enslaved or used as political pawns. Caesar himself described the sieges with clinical detail, emphasizing the efficiency of Roman conquest rather than the suffering endured. Siege of Jerusalem, 70 AD. During the Jewish-Roman Wars, Rome captured Jerusalem. Women were enslaved, sometimes forced into sexual slavery or domestic labor. Tacitus recounts scenes of despair and desperation, with women hiding in desperation only to be caught and punished. Some chose suicide over enslavement. Some women resisted at all costs. Mass suicides were recorded in history, such as in Masada, where Jewish women and children chose death over slavery. Elsewhere, women attempted escape, hid among rubble, or relied on sympathetic allies, but capture often meant punishment worse than death. Historical accounts suggest that defiance could result in torture or mutilation. Even minor acts of rebellion were not tolerated. Roman law and military discipline demanded total compliance. Why did Rome do this? In Roman eyes, it was justified. Conquered peoples were considered inferior, and enslaving women was legal. Roman historians often describe these actions without moral judgment. They were facts of conquest, not crimes. Philosophers like Seneca and writers like Tacitus might critique excesses, but the system itself remained intact. War in Rome meant domination, and domination included women. Life for enslaved women was harsh and monotonous. Household labor could include cooking, cleaning, childcare, and weaving. In elite households, women might serve as tutors or attendants, but always under the control of their masters. Even women spared from physical abuse lived in fear. They could be sold at any moment, separated from family and friends. Many endured years of subjugation with little hope of freedom. When we look at these events today, the contrast is stark. Modern international law protects women and children from war-related enslavement. The concept of human rights was foreign to ancient Rome, yet understanding the past helps us appreciate the importance of these protections today. What Rome considered legal, we now recognize as atrocities. History is uncomfortable, but it teaches vital lessons about power, cruelty, and human resilience. The fate of women after Roman wars was grim. Enslavement, sexual exploitation, and brutal punishment were everyday realities for those captured. Their stories remind us of the human cost of conquest, a cost often invisible in history books. By remembering these women, we honor their suffering and resilience. History is not just dates and battles, it is lived experience, and sometimes the darkest chapters teach the most.
If you want more history that was barely written, rarely spoken, and often ignored, subscribe and hit the bell icon. There's more truth waiting in the past.